So we finally have some good news about the fourth stimulus checks that you have to know.
Good morning, everyone, and a good morning it is. Today we have the honor of participating in passing legislation for the people to build back better, as I always say, with women, for the children. This occasion would not have been possible without the vision of our great president, President Biden. He has said that the infrastructure bill was very, very important, and we agree. But it was not the sum total of his vision for how we do build. And building back better meant building back with many more people participating, and with environmental justice, with home health care. The list goes on and on. One thing I'm particularly excited about is family and medical leave, and that is a fight that we have always been engaged in for a long time. Steny and I and Kyron, we were here when family and medical leave passed, unfunded, and now we have it funded. So for these and other reasons, as Mr. Hoyer said at the beginning of his remarks, we'll be telling our children and grandchildren that we are here this day. You were reminding me of St. Crispin's Day speech when you were saying that. And our distinguished whip, Mr. Kyron, talked about the three legs of the stool, the rescue package, the BIF, and now this bill being the infrastructure of our future. And of course, our distinguished chair of the Ways and Means Committee, who held down the fort for such a long time, but including last night, Mr. Neal, quoting Daniel Webster, and our responsibility to act. So for us, it's about not just about legislation, it's about values, and the values that this legislation represents for the people. With that, I'm pleased to yield to the distinguished.
So lawmakers have proposed a new plan that would temporarily boost the Social Security beneficiaries until the crisis is over. This will give us more stimulus checks and specifically help out our seniors. So the IRS has confirmed that over 80 million Americans will be receiving an increase in benefits. We have a ton of good news about the fourth stimulus check that you have to know, folks, so be sure to stay until the end of the video. So Congressman John Larson is the chair of the subcommittee on Social Security. He recently released his 2021 version of the Social Security 2100 Act. Now this would increase your Social Security benefits, everybody. The bill cuts taxes and shrinks the benefits. And for 2021, the upstate makes it so there are no tax increases on people earning under $400,000, as well as temporary programs that provide a catalyst for making changes permanent. Now for 2021, the maximum wage that can be taxed is $142,800. But for 2022, it will go up to $147,000. And money earned past that cap is not taxed for Social Security. Now these enhancements are only designed to last for the next 5 years before disappearing. The change protected low-income workers by setting the minimum benefit 25% above the poverty line. And Social Security is designed to help seniors enjoy their retirement, and on average only replaces about 40% of lost income due to retiring. If this bill goes into law, everyone receiving Social Security will get a raise in their benefits by about 2%. The new cost of living adjustments will bring an average of $92 a month more for claimants. Do you believe that Social Security benefits should be increased, everybody? Tell me in the comments below. And according to the Social Security Administration, around 80 million Americans will see the benefit increase. The historic increase, the biggest in 39 years, comes amid soaring inflation and increases Medicare Part B premiums. So the boost will bring the average Social Security payment for retired workers to around $1,700. Plus, millions of California residents just became eligible for a Golden State stimulus check earlier this year. That's when Newsom signed the stimulus bill back into law. And the $100 billion package ensured that 2/3 of adult residents could get the direct payment. But not everyone has received the check yet. And folks, first and foremost, residents have to have submitted their 2020 tax return before October 15th to be eligible for a payment. And the initial round of payments were primarily comprised of direct deposits straight into the beneficiaries' bank accounts, because this was the faster payment method. However, the California Franchise Tax Board has confirmed that the vast majority of these have not been sent out. Did you receive your third stimulus check yet? Tell me in the comments down below. And between now and the end of January, hundreds of thousands of California residents will receive their physical stimulus check. that's totaling between $600 and $1,100 per person. The statewide distribution effort has been a massive undertaking for the California Franchise Tax Board, so the payments have been split into a series of waves. So far, more than 6 million checks have been sent out. Those payments represent around $4.1 billion of the $12 billion slated for the scheme that Governor Newsom touted as the largest state tax rebate in American history. And with checks going to around 15.2 million taxpayers, there are still approximately 7.5 million payments to go. Around 9 million people became eligible to receive the $600 direct payment after the requirements were expanded in July. Everybody, thank you so much for your support. And if you have any more questions about the fourth stimulus payments, leave them in the comments below.
Well, Americans are at this point of the year having to make some tough decisions, hard decisions for American families. It's whether they can afford to pay to eat or whether they can afford to pay to heat. That's what they're facing this winter. And this is a direct result of the policies of the Biden administration. Yesterday, we had Senator Bozeman, who talked about the cost of the Thanksgiving dinner and how that's going to be at an all-time high. It's even if you can get what you're looking for. There was a front-page story today in the New York Times, I think, about the shortage of pies for Thanksgiving dinner. But people have now been facing more and more problems with regard to energy. Throughout the summer and into the fall, they've been paying much more at the pump, about $1 a gallon more for gasoline. So if you want to get to grandmom's house, that's going to be tougher. But now, as cold weather is coming in, it's going to be much tougher to afford the cost of heating your home. And the administration says absolutely right. The heating costs are going up, but they have no solution to the problem. So we have here what you'll pay more this winter to heat your home in terms of propane, heating oil, natural gas. This is if we have an expected increase. But if this winter is colder than expected, you're talking about dramatic increases in the cost of propane, heating oil, and natural gas. And remember, half of all homes in this country are heated with natural gas. Americans are going to be paying the price. So a television commentator asked and interviewed the Secretary of Energy what she thought she could do about it. She laughed. She said it was a hilarious question. Hilarious. What could she do? What has the president been able to do? Well, he went to Glasgow, Scotland, and he basically begged OPEC Plus, and Plus is Vladimir Putin and Russia, to produce more energy. Mark my words, we are going to see this winter in the Boston Harbor Russian tankers delivering energy to the United States because of the policies of this administration. And what are the administration going to do legislatively? Well, they have this massive tax and spending proposal out there, and it is the Green New Deal with added regulations, added taxes, all the sorts of things that are going to drive up